Hello, Aries. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of April 2021. A lot of you liked my Groovy Waite tarot deck last month. So this month, I'm going to use my Trippin Waite tarot deck. It's made by the same creator, and it's a really fun, vibrant deck. So I thought, yeah, let's go ahead and go with it. Also, for clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider Waite tarot as I always do. And I will close out your reading, Aries, with an Angels of Abundance Oracle card. So if this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month and I would love to share your money message with you. I think that is it for the intro. Let's go ahead and get right into the reading. So what do we need to know for the sign of Aries? As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. All right, Aries, I can tell right off the bat. Looks like some plans that you had earlier are going to be altered in some way. Now, this isn't anything really to worry about, but it's not anything that you can control. Looks like there's some financial issues that are going to be kind of disrupting some plans. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not going to have the money you need. It just means that there was a financial hiccup somewhere, and so as we move into this new month of April, it looks like there's going to be a financial blip that's going to disrupt some plans that you already had in place. We've got the Knight of Cups here. We've got Seven of Swords. We also have the Five of Pentacles, the Death card in reverse. Also the Five of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So we've got a lot of swords energy here. Like I said, that tells me there's a lot of disruption. There's things kind of happening either out of order or things happening that were not supposed to happen. Again, this isn't always anything to worry about, but it is something that could be a little bit disruptive or discouraging in some way. So we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups talks about there was an offer, there was somebody showing up for you, there was some help, showing up, there was things. Like I said, I'm really picking up that there were things that were in place that were supposed to kind of launch and kind of take off. But because there was something happening here, I have looking at this card here, the Seven of Swords, this card is telling me that somebody probably wasn't on top of their game or somebody dropped the ball somewhere. So that's what caused some things to kind of just go all awry, I guess we could say. Again, because I see this Five of Pentacles, it's telling me there's a financial hiccup in the work somewhere. And this Death card in the reverse talks about the change just not happening, the action just not happening that was supposed to happen. So, it's nothing to be worried about, but it's probably going to be something that might be a little discouraging. The other thing I'm seeing too, with the sword energy as we move into the new month of April is, again, there's a disruption in plans. You could have had some plans to travel, maybe you had some plans to you know go to an event or something like that, but again, it looks like because somebody either miscalculated, maybe somebody mishandled something even, it just looks like the plans get disrupted. Now, the good thing about this is that, you know, what I'm looking at here is it's not something that's hugely catastrophic. It's not something that is really going to kind of knock you off your game, but it is something that you have to pay attention to because this is something that could have easily been avoided. But because of someone being careless or someone rushing through the project or someone just not paying attention to details, it caused things to really kind of get a little wonky. All right, Aries, let's continue on and see what else shows up for you. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2021. All right, so now we have a lot of the court cards here, which tells me there's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people around you, Aries, roughly in that second week of April. And this is, I'm picking up on a lot of different energies here. When all is said and done, things are going to work out, but things are going to feel really staticky for a little while, okay? Because we've got the Queen of Cups, and we got the Queen of Wands, and we got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got two matriarchal figures here. The other thing about this is we've got a lot of emotions. People are going to be very emotional around you in the second week of April. Now, this is not anything that you can control or anything that you have to worry about. But I do have the sense that there's going to be a lot of people trying to kind of, I don't want to say influence, but really try to, I guess, manage your reactions and manage how you feel about certain situations. And because we are reading, in the context of money and finances, this also tells me that there's people around you who have a money or a financial connection to you. And so they have a lot invested as it relates to their emotions, because it also, their connection to you is in some way tied to their financial and emotional well being. So when you get kind of caught up with these two energies here, sometimes things can really just get really scattered. Things can feel overwhelming. Things can feel very stressful. Like I said, I have, I'm picking up that there's a lot of people here. I'm picking up that there's some really strong feminine energy, and then this night energy. I'm not picking up that this is male energy, but I do feel like this is someone of a younger, it's a younger, more immature energy. And I don't mean immature like someone's being, naive, but that could be. But I just mean that this Knight of Pentacles here, this is someone younger. It could be like your child. It could be maybe a younger sibling. It could be somebody that you take care of. I'm feeling like this could be your children for a lot of you, where you have to like probably um, there's like an unexpected expense coming up, or for some of you, it could be a planned expense, but at the same time, it's something that you probably weren't expecting to spend as much as you end up spending. But it works out well because we've got the 10 of Cups here. Now the 10 of Cups is the happiness, joy, contentment, celebration card. So things are definitely going to work out. But again, there's going to be a lot of emotional energy tied to your money once we hit this second week of February. So just be prepared for that, and don't think that the feelings are going to last long, because it looks like I said, that things do work out. And there is some, a lot of investment here, both on your part and on the other party's part as well. Now we have this Ace of Swords smack dab in the middle. The Ace of Swords talks about, breakthroughs just not happening. Again, things kind of stalling unexpectedly. The other thing about the Ace of Swords is it's telling me that if you are looking to start a brand new project at this time, especially something that's, money or business or work related, now is probably not the best time to start any brand new monetary projects or ventures. Doesn't mean that you don't want to start these at all, but it's just telling me here that the timing of the money that or of the project that has to do with money is probably not the best time. And again, it doesn't mean that it's never going to be a good time, but I am getting really heavy that the second week of April, if you can wait or if you can postpone any new launches, any new products that you're trying to bring to the market, maybe you can wait another week or two and see how things play out. Because again, there's going to be a lot of emotional energy, and you may even have some other things that you need to deal with. So you may not have all of your attention being focused on this one project because you've got some other things in your personal life that are going to have to be addressed. But like I said, it's all going to work out. It's going to work out surprisingly well. May not feel like it as you're going through it, but it's going to be really, really good. And this card is working its way out of the deck. So let's continue on, Aries, and see what else is showing up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2021. All right, so as we move into the second half of April, Aries, you have some collaborations, some things coming together in a very beautiful way. Now, I'm excited to see this Ten of Pentacles because remember, we're talking about putting projects on hold once we get to this second week in April. Once we get to the second half of April, looks like you're going to have all the things in place and things are definitely going to be moving forward. This Ten of Pentacles is collaborations, group work, group projects, really working together with colleagues, all for a common goal, which is to make money. That definitely does happen with this card. If you do have the opportunity to partner with someone, whether that be a coworker, whether that be a business partner, or even, a spouse or a relative or a friend, looks like it's going to work out really, really well. However, again, we do have to pay attention to sometimes the tools and the resources that are available to us. I'm looking at this magician card in the reverse that tells me that you may not necessarily be using all the tools and all the gifts and the things available to you to really create the life that you want and to really create the results that you want. The magician talks about having things at our disposal that can really change, the course of the direction of our lives and can really bring money to us in some way or another. But for whatever reason, sometimes we hesitate to tap into those gifts. Either we're afraid to ask, or maybe we don't think that what we have is good enough, so we tend to dismiss it. Pay attention to that. You don't want to get caught up in that energy. If something that you have can be used or manipulated in a way that can bring you extra money, then please feel free to use that. Don't dismiss it, I guess is the best way to say it. We also have the Five of Cups in the reverse. Five of Cups in the reverse talks about no regrets and not feeling guilty for making certain decisions. And because this fell onto this Queen of Wands and the Ace of Swords, looks like whatever you do here in this second week of April is definitely going to be validated and justified once we hit the following week, okay? So if you are feeling a little guilty or maybe having second thoughts about maybe things that were said or things that were done in the second week of April, once we hit the third week of April, you're going to see that you did exactly the right thing at exactly the right time. We also got the Two of Cups in reverse. This is divine disconnection. It also talks about, maybe things being separated. Now, this could be related to a personal relationship, but again, because we're talking about money, I have a feeling that this is going to be a separation from something that just no longer serves you. Maybe you stop a subscription, or maybe you cut off a client that really just isn't worth the time or the energy. The other thing is that you kind of just gracefully move away from something that's not profitable. And there's nothing, again, to feel guilty about that. Sometimes things have to be decluttered. Sometimes things have to be purged out of our life, both personally and professionally. And I feel like that's what's happening with this card here. Next, we have the Four of Wands. This is a beautiful card because this is the card of stability. This is also the card of foundation. This is also the marriage card. So there could also be a pairing or a coming together, something that works out in a very beautiful, harmonious way. However, I'm feeling more like this is a stability card, just because of the context of what we're seeing here. So things really do kind of start off in a very strong, grounded way for you, especially things in relation to your work and your career and your business and your finances. You know, you've got a really strong foundation for financial growth and financial stability that's um, really going to set you up for success. Okay, so just trust that you are doing the right thing, and just know that even if things don't feel like they're falling into place, you're still very, very steady and very, very stable, and things take time. And as long as your foundation is strong, you can handle the challenges that come your way. Finally, we have the Hermit card here, and the Hermit card is one of my favorite cards because it talks about introspection, being introspective and going within to find the answers and um, the things that are meaningful to you. You know, you're trying to figure out your own way. This is your own journey, and you have to trust and you have to know that everything, all the answers, everything you need are within. You just have to give yourself time and space to search for them. So take some time to meditate, pray, uh, you know, do some have some time to yourself so you can really listen to what's going on, and you can think about things, so you can figure out what needs to be done next, and how you're going to make things work. Okay. All right, Aries, let's continue on. See what else shows up for you. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of April 2021. All right, we've got some really good cards here. Okay. And I'm going to pull one more just because I don't like that open space there. There we go. All right, so you've got some good news. By the time we get to the end of the month, you've got some good money news coming through. So that's exciting. All right, so we talked about you going within with this Hermit card here, okay? About you kind of, seeking answers within yourself. And it looks like that does you a whole lot of good because we've got the Eight of Swords here. Now, the Eight of Swords talks about releasing limiting beliefs. All right. When she is in the reverse, that means you have broken free of self limiting beliefs. You have broken free of things that you believe are holding you back. Now, there may not be anything holding you back, but you thought there was. Well, you have released that, okay, at this time. And that's really, really good. We also have the Six of Pentacles in reverse next to the King of Pentacles in reverse. These are two interesting cards because this talks about not being overly generous. And the King of Pentacles in reverse means that, you're not really quite sure of what your next move should be financially. So you're kind of not doing anything. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we are being proactive when it comes to our financial growth and our financial wealth and our knowledge and education as it relates to money. So, you're kind of pulling back a little bit here. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes we have a season of giving and we also have a season of not giving, and it doesn't mean that you're not a bad person. It just means that, you're utilizing your finances for the greater good of all. And sometimes that means you have to use your money on yourself, on your family, on things, to support your well being. And there's nothing wrong with that. Next, we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is the card of luxury. Whenever I see these two cards again, this means that we're pulling back on unnecessary spending. Doesn't mean that we're not going to buy things that we enjoy, but it just also means that we're not going to, spend frivolously. We're going to be smart with our money. We're not going to splurge at this time. We're going to be, very, very thoughtful with how our money is going, especially, a lot of us are coming into, tax refunds and stimulus and all this, all these things. So it's a time to be careful. It's not a time to really just go wild. Now, I'm not saying you can't have any fun, but at the same time, a good portion of your money is going to serve you. It's not just going to be something where, you know, oh, we're just going to, spend, 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 and then have nothing to show for it when all is said and done. Next, we have the Three of Pentacles. For those of you who are looking for work, the Three of Pentacles in the reverse means that you're not showcasing your skills in the best way. So sometimes that can cause you not to be noticed in the best light. Okay, so you really have to, promote yourself. Really shine the light on your achievements, on your skills, on your experience. On your knowledge. Don't be shy when it comes to communicating what you can do, what you're good at, and the things that you believe set you apart from everybody else. Okay, now, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. I don't want you to think that, this is going to be, mean that, oh, I'm not going to get the job or I'm not going to get the raise or something like that. But, be careful about downplaying your strengths. Okay. Don't feel like you have to be modest here. I'm not saying to be obnoxiously bragging, but at the same time, make sure you communicate and validate, who you are and what you bring to the table. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles. Like I said, this is good news coming. By the time we get to the end of April, you're going to have some good financial news, some good money. Something is coming your way. I'm positive of it. I can feel it now. You're going to be very happy by the time we close out the month of April because you have some good news. It could be anything. Could be a raise. Could be maybe your insurance rates went down. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's definitely going to be something that you're going to want to celebrate. Finally, we have the Two of Swords here. This means that you've made a decision. The Two of Swords in reverse means you were kind of, or if it were upright, it means you were struggling with the decision. Showing it in the, or it's showing up in the reverse means that you've made a decision. You're no longer struggling with a decision that you were thinking about. Okay, so that's really, really good. It's like you finally say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to work. And you're better off because of it. You're not hanging in limbo. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Angels of Abundance Oracle card. Oh, interesting. This is the employment change card. So for some of you, looks like you may be changing jobs. But I'm also feeling like for some of you, this doesn't necessarily mean changing jobs. I'm picking up that a lot of you are going to be leaving your job because you're going to go into business for yourself or you're going to be self-employed, something along that nature. It says your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Yes, I love that. That is beautiful. So, Aries, you've got a lot of good things coming up in the month of April. It's going to feel, like I said, a little emotional, kind of maybe a little sensitive the first half of the month. But just be confident and, stand strong in the belief that things are really going to solidify in a very beautiful way for you once we hit the second half of April. So enjoy it. All right, Aries, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it all again next month.